Look at that. Let me throw something over to you. Okay. What do you want me to do with that? You'll just have to fix the local level.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, I need that. Where's that? Right there. Simon? Well, let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do. Let me look in here, Dave. If not, there might be something in there. There are more problems.
Here's where the action will be in a few minutes.
I think it was probably a handshake and not much more. But then when Roosevelt was Assistant Secretary of the Navy in the Wilson administration, Jackson and his mentor and distant relative, Frank Mott, a local attorney, was to be the postmaster of Chautauqua County. And the person they knew in Washington was this former state senator, Frank Roosevelt. And so they would show up at his door, and they had a number of meetings, and Roosevelt would kind of point them in the right direction as they navigated their way around Washington. So it goes back to the teens.
This comprehensive and clear approach created many landmark decisions.
Well, we heard about the early one from Professor Barrett,
okay.
on just a local situation, but you know, the rest is history. We're delighted to have this opportunity to meet you.
Oh, thank you very much. It's just a wonderful day for the family.
And we're looking forward to the historic moment there in the Kappa Theater.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much. Tom Loftus.
No, this is all yours. Okay, great. These are all your places. Okay, great.
Ready to rock and roll.
Absolutely. Sound, you know, the Rolling Stones say, sound check, 1, 2, 3, and then you're supposed to play a bunch of chords. But I don't have a guitar.
Turned over the investigation of war crimes in the European theater to me, and that is the way that I got to Europe, and I met Justice Jackson and his staff, and I was invited to join them in August 1945, and I served on the staff until the conclusion of the trial in October 1945.
At the time, Mr. Harris, was it apparent to you what history was being made?
Well, it was, yes, it was significant, particularly as the trial went forward.
And the work they're all at Nuremberg, that it's something that we treasure and that we engaged in with a great deal of satisfaction and a great deal of feeling of accomplishment.
Today, what America is going through and what the world is witnessing, the evil that is existing today, will international law be the answer to, you know, getting the punishment you deserve for the crime?
Well, we think that we have stepped forward now with the adoption of the Rome Statute, creating an international criminal court. That court, of course, is not yet in existence because it must be ratified by 60 nations. But when that court does come into existence, then we will have a permanent tribunal in place so that should a trial have to take place, as the Nuremberg case did, it will not be before an ad hoc tribunal of judges created who established for that particular trial, but it will be in a pre-existing court. And that is trying to advance and to further Justice Jackson's dream of a world under law.
Let me just say here that I opened the show by quoting here that he was a country lawyer in an international court. Was he a country lawyer?
Well, he was a country lawyer in the sense that he respected the law and he grew up in the country, but he was an extraordinary lawyer for either the country or the city. So that we're talking about his roots, but he developed into one of the great Supreme Court justices, to be compared with Holmes and other great figures. And he had a marvelous gift of expression, and he was a lot clearer than Holmes. You always knew what the case was about when you read one of his opinions, and you almost always came away with a great statement that encapsulate, summarize the core of the case.
You feel the same way?
Yes, well, one might say, for instance, that he was a man for all seasons and a man for all areas and of the world. And that there should be, since there's only one world, there should be ultimately a court with authority over the whole world.
Gentlemen, I can only thank you sincerely for this honor to be with you here at the Catholic Theater and the wonderful day that's going to pay tribute here to Robert Jackson.
Well, we're very pleased to be here, sir. Indeed. Thank you.
We are indeed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
What a wonderful